Hello, lovely people. Welcome back. This is another opportunity. This is another chance. We are going to touch on some important, profound topics. So, it's as simple as, baking a cake. So, what is it? It's just the pain. So, most of us, we go through different sides of the world and endure various kinds of pains. There are pains from our families, from our relatives. There are pain from the school. There are pain from the workplace. There are pain from, even self-made entrepreneurs. They also go through various kinds of pain. We also cannot ignore the pain that the forces endure, like army, the police. Every human bears a certain amount of pain, regardless of, their situation, their location, their status. We all go through the valley of pain. So, but also the pain is in different categories. The pain that someone goes in after losing that very special person to them is different from the pain someone else will face when they lose their most recent iPhone 17 Pro, which means we as the humans face and endure the pain at different levels. So, the way we deal with the pain is also different. Our reaction to pain is different. So you have heard of people, facing a terrible, most devastating challenges in their lives, and take suicide. Others abandon their families or avoid, people, or even become, what I can call mentally challenged, where they can face depression, mental, disorder, and so many other things. So, in general, the pain that we face in life, most of the times, we don't expect that pain. And when we face that pain, it touches direct to the most soft part of our lives where we feel like we can, give up. But that pain, most of the times, it will humble us to make us understand that there are things in life that we have to accept, that we have to take just the way they are. As the saying goes, that's the way it is. So there are things in life that we are not, capable of changing. For example, if, someone, hates you for no reason, and there's nothing you can do to explain, or, try to mediate and have some, common understanding, common ground. That is the way you are going to take it, I like it or not, until the time that person will come to you and tell you, I'm really sorry, I blamed you, some things that you didn't do, and it made me take you the way that you are not, and so I really apologize for whatever that happened. For both of you to have maybe the same understanding. People are just the way they are for different reasons, and they treat you the way they treat you based on different facts. They may be wrong or they may be right, either way. But there are things you just have to understand and accept. That's the way it is. So, one thing that I have found in various, challenges of life, one of the most challenging pains is the pain of losing your loved one. Of course, that touches very many souls in a very, challenging way. An example is, when you send the son into the army, and instead of welcoming them back, celebrating their success, you welcome a dead body. It is very devastating, and it can, dramatize you, because nobody else can understand things the way you understand them in regards to the loss of your loved one. Sometimes that pain is immeasurable, and of course there are other forms of pain. For example, a father coming from work, tired from a long day, and meets a house that is burnt down by just, electricity. cannot understand what goes through his mind at that moment. His hope shatters, his plans fades, his vision becomes a mere dream. So, we as humans go through difficult and most challenging times. No one has ever enjoyed pain. There's nobody who can testify across the world that they loved the pain. They have enjoyed the pain. There's nobody. And so, the pain and pleasure are the biggest part of our lives. Pain on the other day, pleasure on another. And that is like a circle. So, how do you deal, or how do we deal with pain matters a lot. Most of the times you find a younger child being traumatized at a younger age, and when they grow up, they spend most of their times alone because they have trust issues. People have betrayed them and they are like exhausted. They don't want anybody else to betray them, which affects their mood around people, their mood when they are married, their mood when they are running, businesses, or even working in a group of people. Pain comes and goes, and no one is willing to endure the pain because it touches our nerves to the extent that we lose the direction at the point of life. But it doesn't mean that we should stop. Instead, it means that we have to learn and still move forward. When we see the most successful people, richest guys with abundance of wealth and financial freedom, we never understand which valleys of pain they have closed. We don't understand the oceans of pain they have closed, and that is something that they cannot talk about. They hide because they want everybody to see the best part, not this happens over and over and over. You cannot understand what army go through to pass. You cannot understand the pain a student will go through from, you know, just nursery school to graduation. It's a lot of pain. Just imagine waking up at 5 for 3 consecutive years for a little, a toddler. It is very difficult. So that pain, the toddler doesn't know what's going on. They don't know what school is. They don't know what, lessons and stuff like that. All they do is, follow the read, which at some point they don't like. So that makes them sad because they are going in schools they don't know about. They are studying what they don't understand. It's a mixture of, feelings that are not good. And so it happens in nursery, and it goes on and on and on until person graduates. You cannot imagine how many lessons that are very challenging, that they spend very many hours trying to catch up, trying to be on the same page with the facilitators and the best, performers. But it takes resilience, pain, and a lot of things, a lot of sacrifices for them to complete the graduate. That is the same for entrepreneur. You cannot understand the rejections they face. You cannot understand how you people, talk shit about their products, their services, and so many things. And it happens to the presidents. You can't understand how presidents are being discriminated. The pain they go through is so much. So, we as the humans, we have to understand that pain is part of our journey. Pain is an ingredient of life. As it is difficult for gold to be so beautiful without fire. That is pain to humans. Pain makes us better. Pain turns on the most greatest part of our lives. So, thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.